Okay, here we go. This is actually my third take. I'm trying to get this working properly, and I hope it works. Um, just gonna. This is my first video. I'm doing a poker video about one of the greatest heads-up matches I've ever played. It's a 34-50 double shootout. You need to win two matches. You win 132 bucks for 34.50. I'm just having some whiskey here. This is the third take, so getting in there. And my first match was pretty straightforward. I'm only going to talk about two hands. I went really quickly. He was a really weak player, and I made short work of him. And there's two hands from that match, just two quick hands. I'm going to go over a really good match I had, and there's a lot of great hands, and I hope you really enjoy it. So let's get started. I'm up 16-60, 13-10. Blinds are still the first level. Back and forth. I'm feeling good. I have Queen Jack. He raises 3 times big blind. I defend Queen Jack. Flop beautiful. Top two. Spade draw. I get Queen Spades though. I check it. Out of position. I got a great hand. He checks behind. And it turns a 9. Usually never really pot things. Like I usually never bet pot, but this time I do. Make it look like I got like a 10, or like a weak hand. And anyway, I pot it. And he calls, and the river's awesome. Nothing scary. 6 of hearts, and I'm just trying to get full value now. And I pretty much pot again, 340, and he calls. He has deuce 6. Prefer a lower 2 pair. Kind of a cool for him, but you should. What is he doing in there, deuce 6 anyway? So I grind him all the way down to 410. This is the winning hand. Ace 10, min raise standard. He goes all in, I call knowing I have the best hand, which I do. King 7 off, see the percentages there. Flop my ace, pretty much over. And that's how I made it to the final. So now I'm heads up for 132 bucks, and this is the first very interesting hand. Playing against Ninja Cod, he's kind of like a daytime regular. He's actually from Enfield, so we were chatting it up a bit. He actually knows a guy I know. Props to you, Matt. And this is an interesting hand. I get aces. And he limps the button. He never really raised the button the whole match. He's a very tough position player, though. He put a lot of pressure on you when you showed weakness. And I game my standard. Put a position raise 3 times the big blind. Flop's not bad. It's not great. There's a lot of straight draws, a lot of flush draws. I would have rather had a flop like King Deuce 3. Hope he has a king and stack off and win, but still not a bad flop. So I make my standard half pot, 180, and he flats, which is kind of scary because now I don't really have any information on his hand. Plays a really good position. Turn completes the flush. I don't have the ace of spades. For some reason, I just didn't really feel that great with my hands. I didn't really want to bet here. I just kind of wanted to get to showdown, keep the pot small, keep with aces. So I check. He bets 420. I mean, I don't really want to fold right now. I got aces, and you could have like King 10 with a spade, Jack 8 with a spade, Queen Jack, 8-7. There's so many hands you could have with a spade, or you could just have an air. So I called, trying to make a good decision on the river. The river is a 7, which is not the best river. Obviously, a spade would have been the worst, but 6-8 up there, Jack 8, couple straights, 3-6, he's that crazy. So I check again, just trying to get to showdown or hope he doesn't bet too much and I can just call and lose the minimum, or maybe he bets small with like Queen 10, he does like 440 or something, and I call and win. So I check and he goes 12-60, and I'm rolling him now. I'm hating this. Usually when 34-50 regulars bet half their stack on a river like this, I mean, what can I beat? I mean, I don't think he's going to bet this much with a 10. I can't even beat 4 or 5 for bottom 2, so. I time bank and I think about it. All I can really beat here is a bluff. Anything else, flush straight, which is blatantly obvious on the board. I lose, and I'm pretty much done in the match. And he looks like he's really milking me for a huge value bet here. So I tempt him. I fold my aces. I decide to wait for a better spot. Some of you might say, hey, it's a standard fold, but hey, you get on screen and do it. And this is the very next hand here. I'm frustrated a little bit from folding the aces. and it kind of cost me. Flop middle pair, usually things good. There's a hard draw, a lot of straight draws. Good out 10. He leads out. He's been doing that a lot this the whole match, so it's kind of like to play pot control here and just call and reevaluate on the turn. So I just call, probably the best hand. In terms of deuce, feel pretty good now. I can deuce is an 8. I got a good kicker. If he has an 8, he's just bet an 8. Probably gonna beat. That's again standard, like 240 doubles is bad. I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, I call. The river's pretty bad river. It puts Jack 9 out there, 7 9. Gives him, you know, straight or top pair better. And he goes 600 into 960, and there wasn't really as much as he bet last hand, so I'm thinking, you know, could be bluffing here with, you know, like a missed hard draw, just trying to rep a jack, could be the muck a 10, you know, I could see him capable of doing that because he applied a lot of pressure. So I was also reeling a bit, and I decided to call and just look him up because I was tired of folding to him, and I wasn't getting pushed around anymore. I decided to look him up, and queen deuce, lows, turns, just friggin' trips. So now I'm down to 860, and he grinded all the way down to 530 chips. At this point, I'm just like, oh, I'm pretty much done. Let's get ready for the next one, but I'm not going to give up. And this is pretty much a TSN turning point in the match, surprisingly. He limps the button as usual. He doesn't really raise the button, like I said. 10-6 deuce. I'm usually confident I got the best hand here. I'm looking for the check raise element. And I check. He checks behind, which I'm not too fond of, but I really like the turn because it puts a lot of things he's going to bet. He's going to bet, you know, a club draw. He's going to bet like 4-3, 5-4, stuff like that. King 4, etc. So check for the check raise all in again, or to keep the pot small. He bets pot, which you get it, check raise all in. He calls, and he's actually trapping me with ace jack of clubs, so I should dodge, you know, 17 outs, but I get the best hand, and there's only one card to count. Chip, full beautiful river, 3 of diamonds. Gus doubles up, never give up, keep battling. Next hand, this hand, the blinds are after 50, 100. He's kind of leaning on me a little bit, and when your head's up and you're short stacked and you're kind of reeling, you can't really let your opponent lean on you all the time. It's a turn from rounders, every player's favorite movie, I hope. And this hand, I just show my resilience. I limp with the under average hand, jack 8. He checks because he never really raises out of position. Comes crap, and he does his usual lead up for 100. And I decide, hey, I'm going to take a stand here. I don't really think he has anything. I think he has total air. If he has a 7, I have running hearts. I have overs, so I'm just going to go with it and take a stand. I go all in. It's very important to take down small pots like these in heads-up tournaments because you need every pot, especially when you have the stacks I have. And he folds, and I pick it up. Now I'm getting back in good shape at 12:30. This is another good hand. He cried to me all the way back down. Just getting crap. He mid raises the button, and I commit myself, leaving 80 behind. I actually misclicked. I would never do that. It's silliness. Online poker, misclick action. Anyway, I'm shoving my last 80 bucks into the flop no matter what, because he calls. Pretty good flop for me. I feel good. Bet 80. He calls. He has queen 5, and I'm ahead with the pair. So see the stats. Turn kind of sucks, but boom, hold up. And this was a key double up, and now I'm back up to 1560, and I'm only 3 to 1. So I keep battling. And this is the next hand. Try not to get too carried away. Jack 6 here. It's kind of an interesting hand. Some of you might say it's kind of a marginal hand. Maybe a bad decision on my part, but I don't know. It's just the way I was feeling. I just thought it was the right call. I flopped 2 pair on a rainbow flop. Jack kicker, usually the best hand. I min bet it. Trying to end it right there. He calls and the button, just kind of scary because what else is he calling with? There's no draw, there's nothing. He's either got a 6 or a queen, or he's just floating, or he's got like, you know, aces or something. So I check. I'm kind of feeling kind of sketchy. He pots it, and I'm just kind of feeling, hey, kind of frustrated. And usually when people get a big hand and they're frustrated, they try to bet big and just end the tournament right there. So instead of just saying, hey, I'm just going to ship it and hope for the best and cross my fingers with Jack 6.